Good morning, class. We are looking at Math 119A, and here's the home page of Canvas. My name is Dr. Araipur, and welcome to your course. When you go to Canvas, the home page starts with the welcome message. I hope you have watched it. You can always watch that later on. Number 2, there's a class philosophy. So in short, what it's referring to that this is a community and therefore we all have the same objective to learn, and online students may feel isolated, but it is virtually important, vitally important to know you are not in this alone. So the bottom line is the class philosophy is that we are all together. We want to help one another with utmost respect. The next one is the announcements. If you click on this green one, or on the left side, notice you have a navigation bar. Let me put this in student view so it will minimize that. On the left side, you can click on this announcement here or this announcement here, and this has already been sent to each and every one of you, recorded orientation from a different course, welcome and orientation, welcome to your virtual course, and so on. So that's the home page. The next one, number 4, is this card. We have the syllabus. We will explore that. Modules. Under the modules, we print the practice test. We watch the PowerPoints. We solve practice test as we go through it. We have the homework under the modules, which is done in my Open Math. And homework is set up such that you watch some video lecture, lesson assessments before starting each homework. Then we go over the practice test and keys. We have the discussion forum, exams. Discussion forum can be found here or again on the left navigation bar. Exams, homework, all of them are under the modules. We discussed that. Then the office hours, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 to 12:30, Tuesday, Thursday, 9 to 9:30, and here's the Zoom link. And to attend all your classes, here's the Zoom meeting right here. If you click on this, and you can join here. And there's a cloud recording also when it becomes available. So going back to the home page, let's start with the first one, which is the syllabus right here. And make sure there is no broken link. So this is section 3 and this is section 3. So make sure this is the correct one. Now, nowadays, syllabi are getting larger and larger. That's why right here you can find different topics. This way you can go to the topic of interest. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes going over the entire syllabus. First, the material and course description, what we cover. The next one is the text I will show you in a moment. It is from OpenStax. It's Calculus 1, and that is a reference text class. This is a reference text. We're not going to use the whole thing, but we're going to use a portion of that. And anything missing there will be provided by my notes. Homework is done through my Open Math. I'm going to refer to it as MOM from now on. Everything is for free. I've set up the exams to take place on Saturdays. The reason why, because I want you to be relaxed. You have the whole day, but when you start, you have, I think, about 90 minutes or so, whatever the time limit. We'll discuss that as we get closer to the exam time. The week that we have the exam, I'll go over the exam review and I will discuss this with more details. Meeting important dates, calculators, tech support for my open math, for the campus and Canvas, math tutorial center. Now, grading policy is extremely important. We have 4 exams and 400 points. We have homework, 250 points. So you want to pay attention to the homework. There is no limit as to how much time it takes you to do it and how many times you do it until you score and the grade that you like, as long as it's done before the due date. Then we have this part, biology, calculus, student success. This unit, we will discuss this further, but you have this as a part of Canvas. When you go to your Canvas, it will let you start with this course. Under the modules, access is denied for now because it's in, okay. Let me, student view. So this contains several units. You can look at general Q&A. Unit 1, 1 point, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4, Unit 5. It really doesn't take long to go over each unit. And it's worth 50 points as far as I'm concerned. So whenever you're done with that, whatever your score is, if you get 100%, you get 50 points. If you get 90%, then 90% times 50, which is 45 points. So these points, these 50 points here, comes from that. So I hope everybody pays attention to that. Then 300 points for the final, which is comprehensive, and we get total of 1,000 points. So it's very easy. I've set it up with 1,000 points. So at any time, you can add up your points and see where you stand and what you need to get to a certain grade. Now, your lowest grade before the final, meaning there are 4 exams, the lowest exam grade, may be replaced by the final score. As long as the final score is 80%, that means B or higher. The homework is good, that means 95% or higher. And this action, this is extremely important, will result in a higher letter grade. So if I do that and your letter grade doesn't change, it defeats the purpose. A is 90%, which means 900 points or more. B is 80%, that means 800 points or more. C 70% or 700 points and more, so on and so forth. You have the entire day to do the exam. Just remember you have 90 minutes. You can't wait until the last moment because you will lose time. And again, we'll discuss this further. There's really no makeup test. If anything comes up with proper documentation, let me know and I'll take care of that for you. Course late work, there's a 10% penalty. You don't want to do that. You want to do your homework in a timely fashion. What is extremely important for everybody to know, it's what we call CSULB Study 36. According to this research, for every unit, you need to spend 3 hours studying. So this is a 3-unit course. You need 9 hours to study for it. I can't emphasize this enough. The reason they call it CSULB 36 because 12 units normally a student who is full-time has 12 units times 3, 36 hours. Other things such as dropping policy, disabilities, cheating, plagiarism, CSULB commitment, everything is explained here as you go down. This is summary step to success. You want to read your notes, do the problems, study the corresponding sections, lecture PowerPoints, creating a formula sheet, doing the examples and the homework. Now, the office hours, so this is the end of it. The office hours can be found here. Also at the bottom of the homepage, almost at the bottom, right here. Okay, the link for this one. Now, going back to the syllabus, we also have the calendar, which roughly tells you what we cover, about a section or so we try to cover each time we meet. Okay. Today we won't get a chance to do any work on that, but we will catch up. So going back to the home page. Now the next one is the modules that contains a lot of stuff. So before I go over the modules, let me go over the discussion forum. And again, you can click it on here or here. Just make sure this is section 3. So when you click on it, if I click on it right here, make sure it takes you to section 3. Otherwise, it's a broken link, in which case you want to report that. The first one is the student bios. I hope to hear from you and your fellow students. So I put my own as an example. Okay. And you can reply. Also, frequently asked questions. Before you ask any question, maybe you want to study this. It's just a few questions that I've answered. For example, one of the things that come up, where to find the exam passport, I've explained it here. Do I need a course ID? I've explained it here that you don't. So let's go back to the home page. Now, other than that, everything is under the modules. You can click the modules here or here. So let's just click it here, make sure there's no broken link. The first one is where you go to my open mat to do your work. So I'm going to stick with that at the end. I want to explain the rest of it. We have module 1, module 2, 3, 4, final exam review information. Also, calculated information for graphing calculator and TI and the commands and how you can find them online for free. Everything is explained here. In the meantime, all I want you to be concerned with is the first module, because if we learn that, then the rest repeat. And then we get on with my open mat and take a look. No need for course ID, because it's a question everybody asks. The reason why, because we are registering right here by clicking on this. So what do you find under exam 1 module? Because I want to cover that mom at the end. So right here, the very first one, class, gives us the exam review and the key. You want to, if you don't print it, that's fine, as long as you practice with this. However it works, if you print and then practice, if you just look at it right here and practice, whatever works for you, you need to practice. And how do you practice? For example, when I finish section 1.6, look at it. It's separated by sections 1.6, sequences and difference equations. I have a bunch of questions here. So please go by sections. As soon as we finish a section, you practice with this, you do your homework in a timely fashion. Going back to the modules, what do you find after that? All the PowerPoints you need. I'm going to click on the first one, which is coming up. We're going to look at it next time. I have all the definitions, all the things that you have to write, all the formulas, all the examples. So what do you write? Solutions as we go through it in class, step by step. You don't have to write questions, you don't have to write formulas, you don't have to write definitions. I will cover it. This will save you time and paper. You just write the solution step by step. So that's everything you need. And over here, I have the exam 1 review, which covers some of the questions from the practice test. Not all of them, but the most difficult ones that students in the past told me they were difficult. I've gone over the solution with details And not only you can find it here, so again, under exam one, we have the practice test, we have the PowerPoint lectures, we have the solution to some of them, and more importantly, exam review. On the left navigation bar, you see this recorded lecture. I have here the YouTube channel that has the sections as well as this exam one review. This exam one review is recorded with details. So everything you want is right here. Going back to the modules. So exam one module has the practice test, has the PowerPoints, has the exam one review, which has some of those practice test solutions, not just the key. Now, going back to the home page, the only thing left is to discuss your homework and essentially exams, which takes place in my open math. So let me put this in student mode. And if I click on the modules right here, see it says there is no need for course ID. If I click on this, what does it ask you? Username and password. If you have a username and password, you sign. If you don't, you create one. Oh, no one has any problem with that. Just make sure you put the last name, first name accordingly, and all your information. I'm going to close this. I'm going to leave the student mode. And the last thing for me is to go over my open math. So when you go to my open math, this is your mom or my open math where you do all your homework. The very first thing at the very top, you see this assignment. This assignment class basically tells you how to put the information. You just so this is going to help you with mom and how you put in the information. For example, enter this number here. If you click on this, it brings up the math palette. You can use a fraction bar, you can use a square root, you can put pi, anything that you need. So for now, you put the number 58.6674. The next one says round it to the nearest hundreds. That means the second number. So 58.6. The second number is 6. Next to it is 7, so it goes up. Can I divide by 0? No. It's undefined. Over here, they use D&E does not exist. And if you submit the question, notice what happens. It check marks means we have done it right. Otherwise, it says it's done wrong. Now, for any reason, something comes up, I can't continue. If I click on done, it shows that I have attempted one question. It's fine. I have unattempted question. I can resume or I can exit. For now, I'm going to exit, but again, it has already registered the part that I've done class. So that's what I mean. Sky's the limit before the due date. This is going to be due on 8/26. I hope you finish it today. I can't emphasize this enough. Then we have the exams. Again, I don't want you to worry about that at all. We will discuss that as we get to the week of exam. Then we have the course description. And then we have the calendar. This number, if I change it to 2, it gives me only 2 weeks. If I change it to 4, it gives me 4 weeks, so on and so forth. And you see the homeworks here, or you see the homework. If I click on that, it shows that this is the homework that is due shortly. That's why these are in green and this is not. By the way, if you look at all the homework in green, which is on 9/16, please don't do them on 9/16. Do the homework as soon as we are done with it. Do your homework as soon as we are done. If you want to wait until 9/16, you will be behind. You cannot catch up. Now, module 0, 1, 2, 3. I don't want to go over all the modules. I just want to go over module 0 and module 1 because as long as those are covered, then the rest will repeat. First of all, module 0 is the resources. So what do you find here? You find the reference text. Here's the reference text class. We have the reference text here. If I close this actually, and if I click on that here, it takes you here. And then see on the left side, table of contents, view online, PDF, so on and so forth. Just click on view online. Okay. And it gives you different sections. This is a reference text. We're not going to cover the whole text, but it is there to help you, and anything that is not covered there, you will find it in my notes. Then we have a graphing calculator by Desmos. Okay. A different graphing calculator, scientific calculator. And I put all these resources because you don't have to pay a penny for anything. All right. So we are going to go down, late pass, how to use a late pass, how to use the gradebook. Basically, when you do the homework, and if it's passed through, if you click on the grade, you can review the homework. As far as the late pass, I hope you don't have to use it. If you have to, you have to do it in advance. The free online calculators, we discussed some of them at top, and these are some playlists as to how to use them. Now, here's the chapter review. It's not being graded, but if you need to look at, for example, functions, here's the text, here's some videos, here's the homework. This will not be calculated in your homework grade, okay? These are just reviews. So that's module 0. So module 0, resources, text, gradebook, calendar, late pass, Desmos, calculator, review chapters. Chapter 1. So look at the first section, 1.6. You have the text, you have the videos. These are some videos, playlist. These are the sequences that you can find. These are the videos. And so on. Okay. So we have everything here, and then we go to homework. And the way the homework works, look at the due date is 9/16. Please don't wait until then. But it works just like the very first one. You do a couple of questions, you come back, you do more and more until you finish the job. So I hope it's clear to everybody as to what needs to be done. And every homework has some video playlist. Then if you close the 1.6, chapter 2, okay, chapter 2, I'm going to open it, 2.2, 2.3, so on and so forth. So if you click on it, this was, by the way, 1.6 and 2.1 units of sequences. And this one starts with the playlist again, and the homework, remember, has the same due date. So a quick recap. When you go to MOB, you start with your assignment. Take a look at module 0 for all the resources and start with module 1. Don't worry about any other module because you're starting the course. So going back to the home page, a quick recap of the home page when you come to Canvas. A welcome message, class philosophy, announcements, syllabus, modules, which covers everything you need from practice tests to PowerPoints to homework to practice test kit and exams. Office hours, the information is here also. You can find it under the syllabus. And how do you attend the class? Just click on this Zoom meeting right on the left side and join. And this cloud recording, by the way, it will become available to you, the recordings that we do. Don't forget, the lecture recordings can be found right here. That is my YouTube channel. Best of luck, everybody.